Hello Internet, in this video I will show you how I remove the T90 transmission and transfer case off of this 1946 Willys CJ2A. Hey Dad, any advice after the fact before I show them the detail?
Don't forget to disconnect the emergency brake cable.
All right, keep watching. Now the Jeep project on Scott's Garage is sponsored by Kaiser Willys Auto Supply. You can reach them at kaiserwillys.com. Get 10% off using my discount code SGarage. Now, step one for me was removing the rear drive shaft. Step two was removing the front drive shaft. Next, I drained the gear oil. Here I am loosening the clutch linkage. What I'm going to do here is take off this back plate of the transfer case. In there is a gigantic castle nut that is one of the things that joins the transfer case to the transmission. 9/16 bolts for this cover. Okay, the cap came right off, and the castle nut likewise came right off. It was a lot easier than I thought. Again, you can see this gigantic castle nut. It's a chamfered castle nut. It has a very thick washer below it. You can see as well that there was water in transmission where it's rusted on what used to be the bottom end of the gears. I'll put everything in place just to make sure I know the correct order. Here's what it looks like in there. Now, my initial thought was to loosen the bolts connecting the transmission to the bell housing. But on second thought, I'll be taking the bolts out of the bell housing, taking it with it. But first, I want to loosen the bolts that are on the frame connecting the transfer case and transmission to the frame. Okay, I want to show you this gigantic transfer case bolt that I just removed. So it is 3/4 inch for the nut, and that's what was on top. On the bottom is 15/16. So I used my breaker bar and then my impact wrench, the Hercules impact wrench, and was able to back the nut off. Okay, after removing the bell housing bolts not shown, and before completely removing the bolts holding everything to the frame, I thought it'd be a good idea to attach it to the lift. Look, there's Dad cruising by. Now here's where things got interesting. Remember at the beginning when Dad said, remember to remove the emergency brake cable? Well, that's what I forgot to do. So as I'm trying to lift everything out, it just was not coming loose. Couldn't figure it out. And even thought that I had to lift up the engine a little bit. Was really struggling with it until I figured out that the emergency brake cable had to be disconnected on the bottom side. Once I figured that out though, it lifted right off. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. As you can tell, I have detached the T90 transmission from the transfer case, and I will be rebuilding both of them in upcoming videos. Have a great day.